Hello, 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 everyone. I just felt the need to talk to you guys about something that is so near and dear to my heart that I am so passionate about, and that is how to think like a healthcare revenue warrior. You know, it's personal, right? Are you in a healthcare provider organization that you feel is losing money because of maybe bad processes or lack of staff knowledge or lack of physician buy-in on things like coding, billing, documentation issues? Do you feel like others in your organization continue doing the same thing from day to day, not concerned about accuracy with revenue at stake? Are you a coder, a CDI specialist, or a PPS or CMG coordinator who feels like you are so crushed with productivity and accuracy standards and have nowhere to turn for support? And maybe there's problems finding those vetted answers to your tough questions. Maybe you're a compliance auditor or an officer, compliance officer, or maybe even a practice manager, and you struggle with challenging questions, again, with no clear answers. Do you feel like you know what the problems are and that you're doing constant workarounds to be effective in your job and nobody else understands? Do you have heated conversations with other departments or individuals because they don't understand your process? Are you constantly frustrated when other departments or administration makes changes without regard to others' process, your department and others, and how it's going to impact the whole revenue cycle? Perhaps you love the field you're in and you love what you do. Healthcare is really great. I love it. I'm very passionate about it. But maybe you just wish there were more support. Hey, I'm talking to you. I like to call you guys revenue warriors. You look great doing all the cool stuff you're doing in the healthcare industry. You might work in registration or charge capture, or you might be a coder or work in with clinical documentation or documentation review. You might be doing claims processing or contracting or maybe even denial management. You might be working accounts receivable or collections, or maybe you're working in data, reporting and benchmarking, or even compliance. You may be in a provider organization, or you might even be a consultant. Well, my name is Paula Digby, and if you can resonate with any of these statements, you don't want to miss what's next. I was like you. I worked in a provider organization and was frustrated by the workarounds and not knowing what I didn't know. I was struggling with lack of support and not knowing where to find the answers to questions or how or where to validate the answers I did find. I was challenged as a single mom, working to keep food on the table and make sure my provider did not get in trouble. It was a lot of stress. You know, I'd always heard about providers having ultimate responsibility and in some cases going to jail or paying very large fines because of incorrect billing or coding practices. That was just not going to happen on my watch, especially, if it were up to me. But there was no support and there was no one to ask those tough questions to. Once, many years ago, I worked in a provider office and a consultant came in. The consultant's findings were very much what I expected. The consultant told the provider what to do to correct the problems. I knew the problems already, right? I knew that before the consultant came in. I worked in the office. I had given those recommendations many times, but they fell on deaf ears. Shortly after, I had the opportunity to become a consultant myself. Now, this taught me to go to the people who do the work to learn the real story and give credit where credit's due. It taught me that the people in the trenches need the most support, but often don't get it. Now, I have been on the administrative side of healthcare for 30 years. As a consultant, I specialize in working with healthcare providers to right those wrongs that break the revenue cycle and crush reimbursement. I love that my experience allows me to work with individuals who have a passion for accuracy and efficiency like I do. For 30 years, I've helped providers break down those silos we all deal with on the day-to-day to create effective processes and train necessary staff. During my time in healthcare, which I am, of course, so passionate about, I have worked with multiple provider types in multiple positions and identified many hemorrhages affecting the bottom line. My specialty areas are coding, billing, revenue cycle, compliance, and clinical documentation improvement. Now, my experience as an auditor for the Department of Justice and multiple attorneys has strengthened my passion for assisting providers to get it right, to stay out of trouble. My current clients include multiple provider organizations, from acute hospitals to physician practices to acute inpatient rehabilitation facilities and attorneys. The results of my work are always the same: lower risk, higher accuracy, resulting in appropriate revenue. I have found my clients millions of dollars in lost revenue. I've identified the root cause without finger pointing to individuals or departments. I've assisted them to address the issues and break down those silos to reach effective resolutions, and help to create revenue integrity teams, clinical documentation improvement departments, and educated necessary staff, including residents and physicians. I want to coach you to become an instrument of change and leadership in your provider organization. I want to share with you how to identify those inefficiencies, the risk, and the opportunities that lead to revenue loss, and help you experience the support and the mentoring that encourages and guides you to guide others in your own organization. So I want you to take a moment and click below if you'd like to register, or comment below if you'd like to register for our free masterclass on how to think like a revenue warrior. Those classes are coming up. We have 6 great sessions for you, and I hope to see you there.